confirmed test result. And out of an abundance of caution, we decided that players, coaches, staff that work inside the red line areas would work virtually today and Tuesday. Our training room remains open, and we're still scheduled to operate on our normal, regular itinerary on Wednesday. We remain in the intensive protocol, and this will have no impact to stadium activities like voting or anything like that. Obviously, understand you guys may have additional follow-up questions, but that's all the information we're prepared to share at this time. So with that, I'll pass it over to Coach.
All right, Coach, you ready to open up the questions?
Sure.
Let's go to Elena Gutstenberg for the first question.
I guess, Matt, just to start, getting the chance to watch yesterday's game back, I was curious if there's anything that stood out to you that maybe talking to us yesterday didn't think, or just things that stood out to you on watching it back.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Elena, was as I watched it yesterday, I thought a lot of our struggles in offense were related to the pressure that they brought with their rush. But watching it today, we didn't have very many guys open, so it wasn't one of those deals where, hey, there's guys running wide open, but we're able to step up. I thought whether it was of our doing or their doing, Teddy didn't have many guys open. So I think really, as you go back and look at it offensively, it was just kind of overall just not a very good day. But you can't really always see that on the field. I could feel the pressure on the field, but I didn't see many guys open as I was sitting there watching the tape. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I thought defensively, going back and watching the tape, there were some really good things we did. I think anytime you hold anyone in the NFL under 100 yards, it's a good day. But they were 7 of 14 on third down, so that was obviously, as I said to them, you have to win the crucial moments in this game. So as we go back and look at it, anytime we can't start the game off with a penalty. There's too many crucial plays that we didn't make, yet we still had a chance to win the game. So I think my takeaway was that as I talked to the team today, I hope that they recognize that we have a chance to be a good team, but it's the team that plays best on Sunday that wins, and we just didn't do all the things you need to do to win.
All right, let's go to Scott Fowler and then Josh Klein.
Matt, I do have a football-oriented question, which I'll ask right after you answer this one. But given that that COVID announcement that Stephen had there, can you just tell me how you found out about that and how you think it'll impact you the rest of the week?
I got a phone call at 4:48 this morning, it's like anything else. I just think we'll take everything as it comes. Obviously you can see I'm working from home. I try to always find the positive in everything. So I told our staff, like, hey, take this time with no distractions to go back and really watch yesterday's game, watch the weeks before. Let's find a way to improve in the areas where we haven't played well. Monday and Tuesday are usually a kind of look back and then a game plan day. So it's provided that we're back in there on Wednesday, then, I'm hoping that there'll be just a time for some introspection. As I told the team, anytime something bad happens, you lose a game. You're going to lose games in the NFL. The key is to go back and just say, hey, what happened? Why did it happen? Retrace your steps, try to learn from it. So, for me, when I'm in my office, to be quite honest, Scott, like someone knocks on the door like every 5 minutes. And so today I'm up here in my attic, and I'm able to get, really kind of lock in and to the tape. So I'm hoping we can make it a good thing. But provided we can practice on Wednesday, which we're on track for, then I'm good.
I'm sorry to dominate it. My football question, though, is can you speak specifically about the Teddy Bridgewater, DJ Moore connection, or sometimes lack thereof? Their stats, efficiency-wise, are kind of spotty. How do you think those two are doing together?
Well, I think yesterday was the day that I felt like they started to make a connection a little bit more. I know Robbie's been hot. I don't know what DJ finished with, 5 catches yesterday. You throw that in with deep ball down the sideline, he gets pass interference on, and that's a 6 explosive play. So I felt like yesterday they kind of got those things. Now, obviously the 4th and 2 we want to connect on. 3rd and 2 in the end zone, we want to connect on that as well. That's a ball that can maybe be a touchdown. So I think that there's some I think there was a commitment maybe from Joe, but also from Teddy to get the ball to DJ more often because he has a chance to be explosive. Again, the pass interference, and then there's 2 other big plays. So you're kind of walking away with like 3 big plays. On the ones pass interference, they put the ball down there. So in my mind, I'm like, hey, that's a big time play, even though he didn't catch it. But I think going into this game, I think one of the things in this game, Scott, was we really missed Curtis. And that's part of the National Football League, right? But he's made some big 3rd down catches, so I think the ball went to DJ a little bit more often. But I think all of us were just trying to get a little bit better at each thing. So I think just amplifying DJ's his role is an important one. And I think he had 2 opportunities that 2 drops that would have been big plays, one on an over route, one in the end zone, and then obviously the misfire on 4th down. So I think all of us left that game saying, hey, we all just have to be a little bit better.
Hey, Matt, I was hoping that you could talk about a couple of specific plays. One was the delay of game after the long catch by Robbie Anderson along the sidelines. And then right after the Keith Kirkwood play, where kind of the bang bang play where he got hit hard by Fuller, it seemed like you were having some animated conversation with the refs on the sideline. I was just curious if you remember what that was about.
Yeah, I was trying to see if he caught it. Because from my angle, I thought Kirkwood caught the ball, and so if he catches the ball, and so I was asking if they did it, and I was trying to get a replay on the screen. I was trying to see the screen. At our home stadium, the guys in the booth can't really see the jumbotron, so it's us on the field have to kind of look up. So I was trying to look up and see if he caught the ball, because obviously I would have challenged it and then gotten the ball from wherever it was to half the distance more. So that was that call. That wasn't really towards the officials. It was really more towards our guys here. Like, hey, did anybody see that? Then the one official came over and said, hey, Matt, I saw him drop it. So I just let it go. And then the replay showed that he did drop it. And then the other one was just a delay of game. I thought one of the things yesterday was really disappointing was we were up against the clock a bunch of times. I mean, we haven't had that all year. We had motions all day that Teddy was having. You could see him doing this all day, like, hey, stay out there or don't motion. Sometimes that's part of the play, but we weren't very crisp. I mean, we weren't on top of it. We weren't getting in and out of the huddle fast, getting the personnel groupings in, getting the play in. I think sometimes guys, asking questions, just not a good day. And so, that takes a toll on the quarterback when he's having to remind guys, hey, do this, do that when he's up against the clock. So I look at yesterday as like a just kind of a global issue, but that was just one that got away. And normally when that happens, I see it. I didn't see that. So that's the guys in the booth didn't see it. So that's just all around.
And just to follow up, are penalties like that, like delay game, false start, offsides even, like are those even more frustrating than, are there certain penalties that you can kind of excuse because of aggressiveness or whatever? But
yeah, I don't talk about penalties of aggression. We're going to play the game, right? That's going to happen. Obviously pass interference has a huge toll, but that is. I mean, there's some things that we want to win with technique. So there's like aggressive penalties, and to me, there's technique penalties where we're grabbing, where we're holding, stuff like that. We have to get better at. To me, it's what I would call pre-snap penalties: delay of game, false start, jumping off sides on defense. And on a day when, like, hey, you know what, we're trying to slow down their rush because they have a great rush, you can't false start. And on, 3rd and 11, we can't jump off sides and put them in 3rd and 6, and then all of a sudden the quarterback scrambles for it, right? So, like, those are all pre-snap things, which to me just come back to us. It's all about us just playing better and coaching better.
All right, let's go to Miles Simmons and then David Newton.
Hey, Matt, looking at Jeremy Chin in his game yesterday, just what stands about him, just the fact that he can do all of the things that he has been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you have a guy who can play free safety, play Sam linebacker, and play Will linebacker in the nickel, I mean, it's unique. It's unusual. I think Mike Saravo and now Holcomb have done a great job with him. Just, there's a lot to teach a guy, and taking advantage of his talents, and he's making good plays. And obviously that interception was a key play.
Sort of follow up on that real quick. Sorry. Has there been anything that surprised you about him since he has been with you?
I mean, when you draft a guy, you don't really know who they really are. It's like, but his character and his care factor are so high. It's impressive.
Hey, Matt, David, I got 2 questions. The first is, it appeared last week you guys didn't get a full padded practice in and be as physical as you normally are. How did that aspect of it with COVID impact your prep, and what impact you think that might have had on the game on Sunday?
I don't know. It was what it was, right? So, I mean, I think we've gotten into a routine and kind of do what we do, and then we didn't do that last week. I thought as a result, we healed up a little bit on defense and played better on defense, but, certainly in some areas we weren't as good. So I hate to ever make, I live by this, hey, don't make excuses thing. So I hate to make it come off like an excuse. I just, look forward to, getting out there on Wednesday and putting the pads on and just kind of getting back to work. Cause that's who we are. We're a gritty, tough group, we're a bunch of, I want us to be a tough group. And so that happens in practice. And I think our guys practice really well. And, so I'm hopeful that we can get out there Wednesday and get after a little bit.
And that was Derek's first. I know he's played without KK in the lineup before, but that was his first game when KK's out for the year. How did you see him respond? Because he seems to really be playing well the last month, I guess.
Yeah, Derek. I thought Derek did a nice job resetting the line of scrimmage. Made some big plays behind the line of scrimmage. I think the biggest thing is he has to have the same mindset each and every day. Can't allow himself to get distracted. When he has the right mindset, he's a really good player. And then he's got to just clean up some of his details. And I think the whole team does. Coaching, all of us do. But, when you get in these tight ball games, right, where it comes down to the end, you can't have one play where you go the wrong way or you're making a mistake. And he's gotten better and better each week. But that's the thing that's ahead of him, right? It's just continuing to master what he's doing so he can play without thinking. And, but he comes to work every day. That's one thing I'll say at a high level. Like he comes every day with a plan to try to get better, and that's why I think you see him improving so much.
All right, let's go to Steve Reed and then Joe Person.
Hey, Coach, is there anything else you can tell us about the test? Was it a player? Was it a coach? And how do you find out about the unconfirmed? When does that become confirmed? Can you shed any more light on your statement that you guys released?
Yeah, I can't speak about that, and I apologize to you. I know you guys have a job to do, but that's sort of outside of my depth. I know if you guys reach out to Bruce and Steven in the PR department, I'm sure they'll share with you what they can share. But I just I don't have anything else to add.
And Matt, just wanted to follow up with a football question. Is there any update yet on Christian? Is there any chance that he might be able to go this week, or where do you stand on all that? I know it's early in the week.
I saw him. He was coming in the building today. We had to go test today, and saw him. He looks good. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's this week, next week, or the week after. I'm not sure exactly where it is. I know part of that's part of the rehab process, but I'm hopeful we get him back soon. I'd love to have him, but whether it's this week or not, I'm not sure. Not sure yet.
Hey, Matt, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Two quick football questions, and then was just one on the DJ play at the end. You said you wanted to see that on tape before you commented. And then what explanation did they give you on the FA personal foul? And then I had one other real quick.
Yeah, on the field, just that full body weight, that he landed on him. And, that's a, roughing the passer. So I think it was a clean hit, but just landed on him.
And then DJ, what did you see there on the fourth and two?
Yeah, I think, as he's coming out of that break, I think Teddy's expected him to be a little bit higher on the angle. DJ went a little flatter, and they just didn't hit. Can I say it's one or the other? I mean, to me, I look at things so hey, we didn't hit it. We didn't communicate on it. We just miscommunicated on it. It's one of those plays, you run here and there. It's, it's not, 4th and 2 calls or, you have it in. But I think Teddy's expecting one angle. He ran another angle and we didn't hit it. And so we came in as coaches today and say, hey, we have to do a better job of getting more reps and maybe cutting down on some of those things.
And then finally, and again, I'm sorry here, but and you touched on this a little bit, but with this being Saints week, when did what was it, Joe, who kind of came to you at one point and said, hey, we really need to take a look at Bridgewater? I was familiar with him in New Orleans. Like, was it Joe that kind of put Teddy on the radar?
Coop was the one who, Evan Cooper, who was my recruiting guy and now a corner, he was the one who would always talk about Teddy, like, hey, if we ever go to the NFL, this is who we should get. Just knowing him and his football character and his character. And then we saw him at the Sugar Bowl while he was practicing. I had a chance to visit with him and talk to him a little bit. And then, fast forward as we were kind of, what we did was we first got here was we made for the scouting department to kind of get us aligned with the scouts. We made, like, at every position, the traits that we're looking for. And then we made tapes like, hey, this is when we say ground-based power for an offensive lineman. This is what we mean. This is what we don't mean, to give the scouts as they go out, both pro and college guys, to give them a picture of, hey, this is what we're looking for in this system. And I think as we did that, a lot of clips were Teddy in terms of pocket movement and, different things Joe was looking for. So that kind of translated into, hey, this guy would be a great fit for the system. This guy would be a great fit for us. And so when the time came, we made a run at him.
All right, let's go to Jonathan Alexander and then Elena Getzenberg.
Hey, Matt, I have a couple for you. I was just wondering, I'm not asking for like who or specifics, but I'm just wondering what's your understanding of an unconfirmed case? Does that mean inconclusive? I don't know what that means. What's your understanding?
I don't have an understanding of that. I just listen to the doctor. I'm not being fun, being dead with you. Like, the doctor says, here's where we're at. I just say, got it and move forward. So what exactly that means, I think you'd have to ask, honestly, these people here.
Yeah, I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. It's kind of fuzzy wording, but all right. Anyway, you said yesterday.
I don't think it's fuzzy wording, because I don't think they're being fuzzy. I think it's just
I'm not saying process, they are, right? But I'm just saying it's not like super clear for understanding. Yeah. But you said it's clear. You said yesterday, you weren't really in a good mindset to answer this question, but what do you think about Jeremy Chin and his impact? What type of impact has he had, on this defense?
Yeah. And I just said yesterday, I thought it was a good day for me just to stick to today, that day. But I think now is great. I'm happy to answer that. Like, I think Jonathan, he's done a great job of filling multiple roles. I mean, I think if you look back at when we were sitting, I always go back to when we were sitting there kind of looking at, like, in free agency, looking at the defense, and there were so many question marks, Luke was gone. Some other guys were gone. It was like, who's going to fill the void? And, we took him saying, hey, could this guy be a safe, just thinking, could he be, one of these positions? And the fact that he's playing multiple for us, I think is vital. So he gives us the ability to, he's playing really well. He's doing things the right way, which I think is really crucial. Like, we believe in practice. We believe in a certain brand, and we want guys who then fill in with that along the way. So him having success doing those things, I think then speaks to all the other young guys who are like, okay, hey, this is how we do things. He allows us as we build the roster, he allows us to have a guy who can be a backup safety and be a starting linebacker, so that we can carry different guys at different positions. And he's made plays, he's made a bunch of tackles. Interception yesterday was awesome. So I think what he's done is he's helped the team on the field. He's helped us with our roster composition, but he's also helped the team because he is, like, if you said to me, like, hey, what's the type of mindset, what the type of player you want? He's exactly it. I want a guy that loves to play, plays the right way, but also comes off the field and practices and prepares and takes care of himself at a high level. Because, you'll hear me say, I want this to be like a serious football place. Well, he's a serious football guy. Like, he walks in the building and it's all about playing good ball. And so that to me is the vital component that, maybe you don't see when you watch him play. But he's having so much success and he's doing it the right way that it just makes all the other young guys say, well, he's my same age. I want to do what he does.
Elena, you can ask your question. Guys, we're tight on time, so we'll wrap it up once Elena's done.
Thanks, Preston. I just wanted to check. You're probably not going to have an update, but any update at all on Justin Burris?
Yeah, Justin hurt his ribs. He if we played today, he wouldn't probably play. He wouldn't play. So, obviously I'm not there, so I haven't. I texted him last night, but I'll probably have more of an update on Wednesday. But his was a rib.
And if I could just follow up on that, Sam Franklin filled in for him. Is that someone you're comfortable with at that position? Do you imagine, how do you think he did he played about a quarter?
I thought Sam played really well. I mean, he got in the game, had a big hit. There's been no doubt in our minds for a while now that Sam and Miles are guys. And I think, and I think one of the things we've been doing is Sam's been playing in some different packages, not a ton, right? But we have this one package, they go certain 3 tight ends, he goes in the game. So he's had a chance to get his feet wet. And I think, we were thinking like, hey, because Justin's been getting banged up, we've been saying, hey, let's play Sam. I mean, Sam's got corner athleticism at safety, and he's a smart football guy. So he and Miles both, we have a lot of confidence in. So if it's at any point where, a guy goes down, those 2 guys, I know they're young, but you know what, they're here for a reason. So we're going to put them in there and play them if need be.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Media, I will let you guys know as soon as we have a time set for player availability. Thank you.